Alright, everybody, we were just a little bit late getting started today, but hopefully everything is right where we need it to be now, and we should be fine. I ended up getting caught up in something, so still setting things up. Let's see here. So, I like to do this history thing, it's a lot of fun, but I feel like jumping headfirst into it headfirst into the, headfirst into Romance of the Three Kingdoms again may be just the worst idea I could possibly have. So, instead what we're going to do is we're going to play a nice, relaxing game of Never Alone, if I can get everything to handle appropriately, because apparently things just want to do whatever they do. And we'll... I just want to confirm that. And we'll get things sorted out from there. I need to make this smaller. But we'll do some Never Alone, and I thought we'd talk about something that I really enjoy to talk about, which is mythology. Not just mythology specifically, but not just like specific mythologies, I mean, but more the history of mythology, I guess. What the fuck? Stop doing whatever you want. Okay, there we go. But yes, more the history of mythologies. And I figured the best way to do that would just be to play this, because one, it's already, history, or mythology for the most part. And two, I don't know, I don't have to think about it very hard. It's a lot easier to do things when I don't have to think about them. But, one second here. Oh, I already said that. Alright, back to the game. God damn it. Nope, never mind, I keep fucking up. There we go. Eventually I'll stop fucking this up and we can do this. But yeah, so... First of all, let's get a basis for this. Like, an idea of what specifically we're talking about. When I talk about mythology, I don't just mean pantheons and gods and goddesses. I mean everything. The gods, the goddesses, the demigods, stories that they happen to really like at the time. And yeah, stories they really like at the time, things like that. Things that everybody remembers for the most part. Things that stick with mankind throughout the ages. Because we've had stories come and go, individual stories. Like, I mean, it's hard to say any older stories. We've had recent stories that come and go. Things like, I don't know, 8 Crazy Nights. Nobody remembers that movie. Nobody remembers the story of that movie, except for maybe like 4 people who liked it. But mythology, this kind of stuff sticks around. This stuff is, I won't say encoded in human beings, but more encoded in the way that we understand the world. We like to give things faces and names. It helps us to better grasp situations as we move through our lives. And while it's not as important anymore, it's still around. We still have mythologies, even in this day and age. We still write new mythologies in this day and age. But I think before we get all the way back here, we should probably start with the beginning. Now, if we really wanted to go all the way back, we'd get into Sumeria, the places around Mesopotamia that started... Ooh, bear. The places around Mesopotamia that sort of started all this. But we're not going to go that far back, because let's face it, a lot of us don't remember those because we don't know those. I mean, we've got Gilgamesh. That's about it. Not a whole lot that we remember. Oh my god. Not a whole lot that we remember from that time frame, but Gilgamesh is probably the only one now that I think about it, but I'd have to do some extra research. I don't really have all of that information on hand because I didn't prepare it. So, where we're going to start is where everybody likes to start, where everybody remembers. We're going to start with ancient Greece. Now, oh boy. Now, ancient Greece, we all know ancient Greek myths and stuff. They're Zeus, they're Hera, they're, that sort of thing. That is a dead fox already. Holy crap, I thought I didn't have to think about this game. But they're the popular myths and legends. The things that we use even today for different stories and things like that. Stories like Hercules, stories like Oedipus, Achilles. These things are things that we remember for centuries, provably, in fact. So like we've got Zeus, Hera, all these guys, and they're all allocated to. Oh, that's cute. They're all allocated to different natural phenomenon that we thought was important, that we thought was frightening, that we thought was powerful. And one of the first places that we see this is Zeus. Lightning was apparently just a huge deal, and we basically decided that... How can you knock it up that wall? This is literally your only job. Okay, weird. But we basically decided that lightning was important enough that it needed to be in charge. It was king. It was God. Oh, God! Speaking of. But we decided that lightning was super important. But we also seem to have things that are important, like Hera, who was a goddess of marriage and life and love in general. Now, it's interesting that the Greeks would pair these things with marriage, because as we'll see later on, the Norse had a very different viewpoint. They had a very different idea of marriage and the way that it was supposed to be handled and what was associated with marriage. Son of a bitch. We've got Poseidon, god of the sea. I'm sure he probably had other stuff, but for some reason I didn't find much. But, oh, Jeebus. That was dumb. But one of the other ones that we've got, which is particularly of interest, is Ares. Now, for those of you who know Greek mythology, Ares is not particularly popular. He's not used a whole lot. His stories aren't told regularly. He just exists as a necessity. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, sweet. That took way longer than it needed to. But yeah, he's sort of a necessity. Not really something that they wanted to talk about. And what it comes down to is most of Greek mythology was just drunk guys in the field telling stories to each other. Which is why, I hold so much weight to the idea that all of this is just stuff that we felt was important. Because as you see, like lightning and all of that is kind of a thing. So war, obviously not a big deal. Oh shit, I could just jump. Awesome. I'm playing this on Fox more now than playing as anything else. But these stories, these ideas that just kind of spawned among people, these... I forgot where I was going with this. I had a point. We'll just sit here for a minute. So, these stories, these ideas, these are what people would tell each other. So, obviously, the invention of the play and basically stories told to a crowd of people would see, the creation of demigods or people that were supposed to be related in some way to these myths and legends and gods. So we've got Hercules, we've got Achilles, we've got Poseidon, or not Poseidon, we've got Achilles, Hercules, Oedipus. That's the other one. So we've got these plethora of God creature. What's happening here? How do I do this?